right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday, and this one was a real tooth blackener, the Argentina chili tasting here at the store. And you know, I've been lining up all the wines that we do at our tastings at the store. We had like 45 wines and tasting through them the next day, because there's no way you can do that when there's a tasting going on in the store, and then making my notes on them the next day. You know, your palate's always fresher the next morning. And man, let me tell you, after tasting through these 45 wines, my tongue needed a rest, man. It was like serious palate fatigue, and these wines from Chile and Argentina are big little monsters. If you like Bordeaux varietals, no better value in the world than what you're finding coming out of Chile and Argentina today. And yes, we're talking from Chile, Carmenere, and they do Cabernet, Merlot, they do other Bordeaux varietals, great Syrah, and of course Malbec from Argentina. So we started out, well, we'll go around the tables we had. This was Vinecraft's tables, and these guys have a really nice book of stuff from Chile and Argentina. We started out with a wine called Prisma, which has got this really trippy label here from the Casablanca Valley. It's actually a blend of 3 different vineyards there, and 100% Sauvignon Blanc and sandy clay soils. So you get really bright and fresh character to the wine. Citrus, notes of grapefruit, lemon, lime, a little musky and briny note. Very bright and fresh, and a light and refreshing wine on the tongue with that zesty, mouth-watering kind of grapefruit citrus and the tongue-tingling minerality, leaving the tongue salivating for food for $15.75. A very good little Sauvignon Blanc. All right, the Prisma Pinot Noir was up next. And this is a single vineyard wine with 3 different clones, granite soils, really cool climate. So a more savory, a more fresh and aromatic style of Pinot, really light red berry fruit, strawberries, and cherry with notes of fresh earth, some oriental spice, light smoke, dried flowers. Like I said, kind of a Bourgogne Rouge in style, really bright red berry fruit, fine silky tannins, and a nice nuance of that earth and spice showing through the finish. A very good little example of a entry-level Pinot for $15.75. Some of the best values we've had in the store the last few years in the Pinot Noir category for under $15 have been from Chile. All right, the Diamandes, which is a Malbec, one of the Magnificent 7. Jean-Jacques Moni was the owner of Chateau Martillac-la-Gravière, a tireless marketer for the family, and the Mendoza and Mendoza now also. And this was part of the Clos de la Siete project. And they've got some high-altitude vineyards, of course. It's Mendoza, the Malbec. Really, you get a nice, flavor-packed wine from this high-altitude vineyards you have in Mendoza. This wine's got lovely blackberry and blueberry fruit with bitter cocoa, licorice, black earth, espresso. Really nice complexity on the second day. This wine opening up very nicely. Deep and rich wine on the palate. Silky smooth tannins and a texture like melted chocolate on your tongue. Really lovely balance and freshness. And this wine, their entry-level wine at $18.75, much more than entry-level. You really get more than you bargain for these little wines under $20. This is excellent juice. I'd like to try it in a couple of years. It's 2013, still very young, very approachable. The Tunquen is up next, and this is from Chile, so just one wine from Argentina in this lineup. Only 12 barrels produced. Wow, this Syrah is really intense. And the 2011 vintage produced intense wines, heavy frost, and intense winter. And a good growing season, though. And this wine's got a good amount of dark cherry and plum fruit on the nose with hints of roasted meats and wild herbs. A big and chewy wine on the tongue with lots of that dark berry and plum fruit. But a nice hand of acidity, keeping things fresh here in balance. A nice chalky note to the finish, but everything in proportion. Just needs a little bit of time. Excellent juice. The Cabernet Franc up next, and this is only 9 barrels of this wine. So a good amount of black pepper, spice, tobacco, cigar box, dark plum, and fresh plowed earth here. A little bit of a green note there to the blackberry fruit and pepper and tobacco. A really good little example of this varietal. A little bit peppery for my taste, but still very good at $27. That's what we had to drink with our friends from Vinecraft at our Chile and Argentina tasting. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.